Wait, welcome to Merrily Marrow. This is the part where I forget what I'm saying, and this is the evening before the adventure, and I rarely film ahead of time, but here's the thing. So, don't give me that look. I'm at least gonna tell him what I'm gonna do. My cat's judging me, but that's alright. Twits, welcome to Merrily Marrow. This is the part where I forget what I'm saying, and I legitimately forgot what I was saying. And I'm not sure if I'm going to post any of last night's impromptu video, but essentially, last night was my last night of, drinking wine and eating foods that are not on my approved food list, and just kind of not doing anything with the night. I've been doing a lot of all of that, and today is the day, guys, when sorry, I literally rolled out of bed and tried new facial moisturizer. What is this? Tried new facial moisturizer and started doing this video. I do have my coffee, and it's almost 9 o'clock. It's not really an impressive getting up time, but for, not really having any alarms set on my weekend, it was pretty good. And I tell you, it's been a long week. When I tell you it's been a long week, it's been a long week. And not just the hours, but just the headaches and the backaches and the cramps and the wonderful people. So I'm sure I gave many people many headaches myself, but I didn't give myself any headaches. It was all them. So I'm things are going well, but I definitely need a mermaid adventure to kind of keep it all in perspective and remember what I'm doing. And so you can see that my hair is this freaking gorgeous hibiscus color. I've been toying around with dyeing it indigo, and y'all know how that goes. It doesn't come out. If you've seen my videos, you know the cycle. So now that I have henna in my hair, I'm like, the next step is indigo, even though, so I put the kiboshed step, and I put indigo in there, or this is chocolate cherry. I didn't put indigo in there. I'm sorry. I put hibiscus in there, which is the color chocolate cherry, but it's turning out to be a really pretty color. And the goal has been that I want to emulate this light and intense. The goal had been with the red hair to kind of emulate Mian's hair. Now, of course, with the style, it's not gonna look exactly like her, but I don't really have anything else to say about that. I'm exhausted. But today we're gonna go see what it do at a real location. A location that is not several sets of cement stairs. No, sir, we're gonna go to the beach. We're gonna go to a beach, and I think that we're gonna go to Nedonna Beach. Nedonna Beach. I don't know where it is. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it is less than 2 hours away, which is a huge draw because anything else, it's kind of like straight out to the coast, so anything north or south is of course going to take more time. I did consider Rockaway Beach. My sister had gone there recently and said it was very beautiful. There is a sort of mermaid-esque rock there, so I don't know. If any adjustments are made, you'll be the first to know, or I'll be the first to know, and you'll be the first to find out from me. So here's the part where I state the purpose behind this adventure, because there usually is, right? I don't know, I had this great idea last night about, since I was eating these foods that I wasn't supposed to, which really didn't turn out to be, you know, much of a binge at all. It was pretty reasonable portions and pretty healthy food, so I don't know what I was freaking out about. But I basically have to stop spending money on any food. Not any food. God, what is my brain doing? I basically have to stop spending money on like takeout food. I have to stop eating the food that I'm making at work because it's got a lot of dairy and gluten and all this stuff that has been inflammatory, and I just keep eating it because it's delicious and readily available, and I know better. So. And of course, drinking is a thing that comes and goes. I really want to try and get. I lost all of my muscles that I built last year. I built a lot of muscle, and I had lost a bit of fat as well. But mostly, I just am kind of sad that I was getting a nice muscle structure going, being able to kind of, you know. You see the muscles and like all of it's gone. And it's leaving me feeling a little bit like weak and I should just link last night's video because I'm sure, drunk or not, I explained it more concisely than what I'm doing right now. It's like warfare. Like you have to be either intellectually superior or physically superior. But in any case, today, despite what needs to be done at home, and I should just stay home and clean the house, I feel inclined to do that, but we are not going to do that because we need a mermaid adventure today. And I think I want to utilize some of the oyster stuff that I made for Sirentines. And I guess I'm going to be using the hen's tail because it's the only one that matches. But I did realize this, and I kind of one of my obsessions lately has been, it's like the time of year where everybody's releasing new tails. Taylor just came out with a beautiful, like, hibiscus colored, I'm obsessed with hibiscus color. I don't know why. I don't know. But they came out with, like, hibiscus and orange tiger stripe gorgeous tail for their new monofin, which is absolutely gorgeous and also has a tiger stripe design. All of that is going to be like, that's so much money, Taylor. Why? I understand it's a lot of silicone for the monofin. I understand there's a lot of fins on that tail, but I understand that it is a lot of money that I don't have. And Moonsong Magic Mermaid tail has also come out with a tail that I'm absolutely in love with. And they said they took my advice in calling it like something Phoenix, but at the end of the day they called it like the Belle of the Sea or something like that. So I don't, because they named it River Phoenix, and River Phoenix is Joaquin Phoenix's brother who committed suicide. So I'm sure this came to light, and they just called it the Belle of the Sea or the Belle of the Deep. It's a beautiful, beautiful tail, but they charge $100 in shipping, which I didn't know, and so the total on that would be over, like, it would be $520, something like that, and so that's a lot of money, a lot of money that I don't necessarily have right now, and I feel like a dope because I went on to, like, Facebook Mermaids Marketplace. I'm like, I got $400 to spend. What tails you got? Like, I don't have $400. What the hell am I talking about? In any case, there's all these tails that I... oh, and Finfolk just came out with their new release, and they've got a tail on there, which, like, I'm too superstitious to be able to purchase because it's called the Idol. And if you're out there paying money for the Idol, that seems sacrilegious, and I just, like, I better not. But it's a beautiful tail, and I really just, like, could you call it something different so I could purchase this tail, please? But I don't even know if they have it in stock, and I don't have any Finfolk tails. And so it would be really nice to be able to purchase one that is as lovely as the Idol, but unless I win it in the sweepstakes, I really can't. So, but it is also several $100s, and all of these tails coming out, these beautiful tails, and I was looking at koi tails to begin with. All of these tails are really beautiful, and I have been looking into those as well. And just all of these, like, I want to buy all the tails, guys. I want to buy all of the mermaid tails. And it's not that I'm dissatisfied with my collection. I went in and I looked this morning as well. But 2 in that collection are signature tails for certain characters that one of them is no longer produced because their company is no longer in business, and one of them is a very delicate tail that unless I want to preserve these tails for these characters, right? So unless I'm going out as these characters, I really can't afford to use the tails and risk damage going out into the world. If I can't get like a replacement tail for either one of them, you know, I can't really afford it, to be honest. That leaves me with 3 tails in my collection that I can readily wear. Technically I have 5, but one of them is my Suntail's tail, the first one that my grandma bought me, but I tore that up in the pools at McMinimans and at the gym. Like, I can't wear that anymore because it is torn to shreds. And the other one is my Amazon knockoff tail, which I have been meaning to modify, but haven't gotten there yet. And so it's not really appropriate for me to wear it out in the wild because it is a knockoff of a former Swimtail's tail, and Swimtails is no longer in business, and then they became Aquarius Mermaid that became Shallow Mermaid that is no longer in business. So do I feel bad that several years ago they ripped off a style that was no longer available? Not entirely, and I should, because people ripping off things is not good, but I kind of have a sliding scale on that, a bit of like statute of limitations there. But in addition to that, the tail is larger than I am now, and so it just, I shouldn't, guys, I know I shouldn't. Am I going to anyway? Maybe, but I recognize that I shouldn't, so it limits me to 3 tails. One of them being Casanova Cove, which we wore on our last adventure. One of them being the Sunrise Guppy tail, also from Shallow Mermaid, which is no longer available, so I do want to kind of, I guess, limit use. That being said, they're extremely hardy tails, and they don't receive the same type of wear and tear that Mertailor does. Just, my guess is in the way that it printed and the materials on which it printed, the colors don't wear the same. But both of those tails are blue, and then of course I have my, my Bass Life Fantasy tail, which is green. But say I wanted to do a photo shoot that was red and or pink, what do you do? So I'm kind of, do I spend all the money on all the tails? This is kind of a rant that is unrelated, but it's never unrelated, so I'm just gonna continue. Do I spend a lot of money on all the tails? Or, I mean, it's not that I'm not happy with what I have. I don't think that comes into play really when you are I don't know, building a collection, but I feel like what I'm doing here is more than just buying things, is more than just, you know, I don't know, maybe it's delusions of grandeur because I put it on the internet, but I feel like having a YouTube channel dedicated to mermaiding and having regular adventures and supposed to be taking these out and swimming in them, but just haven't had that opportunity. Or I guess one of these episodes needs to be exploring all of the pools of the area, but I can't make that today's venture because of my hair. So when it gets all faded and I'm cool with going into pools and it's not gonna like leak the dye everywhere, we'll make that an episode. I am making more money at this new job but it's making me extremely conscious about money. Because it could be finite. You know? Money's always finite, and jobs are always finite. And so, especially after the experiences I've had here, where I've had jobs for a significant amount of time, but I also don't have those jobs anymore. So. But I don't know what the purpose of today's adventure is. I don't know. It's obviously about the tales in some fashion. It has to be, because it's been a reoccurring theme, and it's been something that I don't know. So I don't exactly know. I'm gonna go do my makeup and we're gonna record. So I guess Nedonna Beach or Nedonna Beach is Rockaway Beach. So, I guess since last episode was Avoid Rooster Rock, now we're going to rock away. It's very clever, isn't it, people?
Alright, the second that I went to start filming this, they started using like the leaf blowers outside, and I can't get them to stop. So, I just want to point out, first of all, this freaking outfit, like, yeah, guys, that's a thing. I also want to say that I'm gonna stir the pot today and wear my knockoff tail. I haven't worn this basically since I was shamed out of wearing it from my legitimate mermaid friends. I know why buying knockoff tails is problematic. I do know this now, and I don't intend to go forth and purchase more. I should feel bad. They're not really ripping off any tails that you can purchase, and I already purchased this. I already own it. So maybe it's not something I should be promoting in the community, but at the same time, I like this tail, and I stopped wearing it because other people told me to, and I have like gained a little bit of weight recently. And this is one of my bigger tails, and so I'm going to wear it, and we're not going to feel shame about any of it. We're going to look beautiful, and we're going to bring several different types of tops that match it. And I'm sorry to the owner of Swimtails and Shallow Mermaid. I'm not trying to rip off your stuff or promote other people to rip off your stuff. I apologize for having purchased this tail when I first got started. I didn't really realize the gravity of the implications of what I was doing. That being said, this is one of my tails, and I'm going to wear it today. A couple things worth noting. My car is filthy. That's thing one. But I also I don't know. It is 12 o'clock, and I'm about ready to embark on this, and I'm already feeling like, I already mentioned that I'm exhausted today, but just like wandering past my car, trying to find it, and then having to come back with all my stuff, like, I'm hurting, and I'm not feeling like making a 2-hour drive to the beach, but I'm going to. We're going to, and it's important because it will be fun to spend a day at the beach, and because I looked at all the beaches close by, and they're like lakeside or whatever, and that's really not what I'm feeling today. I think we should go to a real beach. The coasts here are gorgeous. I'm going to stretch out here. Like I said, I'm feeling tired, and I hate that is the case then when we go on these adventures, that I'm always like, oh my god, I'm too tired to do it. But carrying equipment and stuff like that does get can get a little tiring, but you know what, we're gonna do it, and it's gonna be fun. And I know I kind of started off this video with last night being like the last food I'm gonna purchase in a while, but are we going to get food for the road?